What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Thor produces. There you go, baby.
Hey, good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to Cage Time with Christopher James. Happy, what is it? Monday? It's Tuesday. Of course it's Tuesday, guys. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. We appreciate it. Hope you guys had a great day today because I saw you guys last night. You did a little show talk with a couple of guys. Tonight we're going to talk with a couple of guys from XMMA. Because they had a big show Saturday night in West Palm Beach. I was fortunate and honored to announce that card. So I had fun. I hope the guys had fun. I know everybody that watched the stream had fun. It was awesome. Good stuff. We got another show coming up probably in April, and we'll get you more information on that one as soon as we can. We got a fight night for the UFC this weekend. Next weekend, I'll be in Pensacola announcing for Island Fight 66. Also this weekend, it's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, Knucklemania. I will be covering the event up until the event. I've got other obligations on the fight night, but I'll be at the weigh-ins. I'll be at the press conference tomorrow. I'll be getting you all kinds of interviews and footage. So stay tuned with me, guys. Like always, man, I appreciate the support. But let's get into this right now. So my first guest coming on, this guy right here, oh, I don't know where he went. He disappeared for a minute, is absolutely awesome. I met him for the first time at the event. He is, oh, thank you, buddy. You like the outfit? I like it. He is a former Olympian. He caused a little controversy when he left wrestling in Egypt, his homeland, because he called out the corruption and the people that were being corrupt in the sport. He decided, I'm done with wrestling and I'm going to transition to mixed martial arts. He came to the United States, and he had a huge following. After that announcement he made, his social media following grew because he was putting out the proper message that athletes deserve to, oh, we lost him. I don't know where he went. But athletes deserve to be respected, and it's got to be a fair and level playing field. And he put that out there in his message. So as he did that, his social media following grew. He really, truly started inspiring people to do things and to stand up and to be vocal about their lives and their careers, no matter what the career is. So the inspiration himself that he provided is, unbelievable, man. People really look up to this guy, and deservedly so. He was, top 15 in the world in wrestling. Like I said, he was in the Olympics. I got to announce an Olympian at Fight Night the other night, which is an incredible experience for me. And I got to tell you guys, he's nice. He can fight. He showed us on Saturday night how good he can fight. He's got a great personality. He has an extremely strong sense of confidence in who he is as a man and as an athlete, and I love it. Some people may say it's cocky. I say if it's not cocky, if it's confident and it's real, and he's confident and real, and so it's not cocky and disrespectful. It's the real deal. He signed with First Round Management, my boys Malky Kawa and Abe Kawa, when they sign somebody who's never had an MMA fight before, in spite of their other accolades, and let you know that this guy has, or girl, could have what it takes to truly become a star. This kid has all the damn things to be a star. We are going to welcome him in right now for the very first time on the show. Happy to have him. And again, first Olympian on the show as well. So please welcome, I'm going to call him a friend. Please welcome my man, Mahmoud Sebie. First time on the show. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, how are you, Christopher? What's up?
I am absolutely awesome, man. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How is everything?
Life is good, man. I'm here. I'm partying. I'm having a good time. I get to announce Olympians and former UFC guys at the last show. We had a party. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great show.
We really did, man. I was so impressed with how you came out before we even get to the fight. Just how you came out to the event, and I guess you can attribute that to your high level of wrestling, tournaments and things all across the world. Of course, being in the Olympics is the biggest sporting event on the planet every 4 years. But even still, you were transitioning to a new sport, and you can watch it and you can see all the stuff, but you don't really know what to expect until they close the cage door. But you walked around that venue at weigh-in day and everything like this was your 500th MMA fight. Like, ain't no big deal. I'm going to go out there and do some work. Which, some people would go like, this guy's way too cocky. But you backed it up. Like, you backed up your bravado and you backed up your confidence by going out there and putting on a stellar performance. So before we get into the fight, just a quick, if you don't mind, I know everybody asked you about this, but since it's the first time on the show, just a quick, drive-by, I guess you'll call it, of your wrestling career and the whole reason you came out and spoke out about the corruption in the wrestling community, because your social media following like blew up like 100 million%. It was like the crazy. I mean, it went from like a small impact to boom, worldwide, blue check marks and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen to a lot of people, but it shows that your message was the right message and people want to hear it. So just give us a little bit about first, how you got to the wrestling, what made you want to do it, and then this whole thing, because this was very controversial and it takes balls to do what you did. Not a lot of people would do it. Mahmoud said, "Fuck y'all, I'm doing it."
Okay. I started wrestling since 2002. I was 8, 9 years old in Egypt, in a small town in the country. No one even, care about wrestling or about the sport more. Like they only was caring about like soccer, which was the national sport in the country. So I started, and second year since I started, I became third in the country, and then third year I was number one. I was like 10 years old, and then I made it to the senior national team when I was 16 years old. So I was in the junior national team and the senior national team. So I was 16 and I beat all the guys. They are already in the senior national team and the Olympic team. That was my biggest like starting, the beginning. And since then I figured like, no, I mean, all the coaches, they keep me telling me like, oh my God, this kid is really talented wrestler and blah blah blah. But I know my talent will not take me anywhere without hard work. That's why I started to sacrifice my time, my health, my everything to the sport, because I want to make it big in the sport, and I already did. So I made it to like, I'm African champ, continental champ a lot of times. I competed. I'm also like I have the best athlete in Africa, 2015 and 16, and I had like a lot of awards from the United World Wrestling, and I made it to the Olympics 2016. I was top 10 in the world at 2016 and 17. So I had like, a lot of fun and, a lot of big achievements in wrestling, but I always wanted more. I always wanted more. So I had a situation with the Egyptian national team was in 2018, and once I speak up about it, which is you're not gonna do that, in some country in the Middle East, you can't speak about corruption or about anything. So I mentioned every single one who's involved on it by names. That's why I post a video today, second day, was viral. So it was trending on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all over the media and the news and TVs everywhere. So since then, like people started to recognize my name and to know me more and started following me. So my social medias blew up at that time, and then I came back to the US after what happened, and I was already preparing for next Olympics because I was gonna go for next Olympics for Team USA. But it didn't happen because the Olympics was like, gets postponed because of the due the COVID-19 thing, what has happened last year, the pandemic. So and then they keep like, postpone, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something else. I'm competing and I'm a competitor and I love competing. I want to prove every single day. You put me in a match or anywhere in the sport, I'm the best. So at the time, Naoki Kawa reached out to me, and I don't know how that happened, but I'm happy that it's happened like that. Week later, he booked me a flight and I came back. I came here to Miami, and I started after that like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, and then I flew back to Miami. I moved or literally here. I started like 2 months ago. I moved here to Miami in the middle of November, so almost 2 months. And I started with MMA Masters, started to train MMA, jiu-jitsu, striking, and everything. And usually, like you're not gonna get fight in 2 months, But Malky is like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Yeah." He asked the coach if he's ready to take fight. He was like, "Yeah, he's ready." After like a month or something,
Malky
and
would have
he
gotten a fight the next day you got here if you said
and he
yes.
came literally. No, he came and he started to watch me in on practice, and he was like, "You're a serial killer." So yeah, since then I was like super excited. Okay, give me a fight. And the thing is, it was super hard for me to get a fight. Like someone, they were thinking in the beginning to give me amateur fights. So nobody gonna fight me. It's not because who you are. It's because like your wrestling accuracy is super high. Like how many Olympians in the sport in the world? Not much. It's in
No.
one hand you can name them.
Yeah, there's
So
only a few. I mean, really, there's only been a few that I know of that were actually
no,
Olympic wrestlers.
only
And
Daniel Cormier and he's done. Henry
yeah,
Cejudo, and both of them they are retired. There is no Olympian in the sport.
there is now.
Yeah, now. So yeah, that was the whole story.
That's you brought up something that and I'm glad you said it because a lot of people I don't think understand the risk that you took by speaking out against corruption from in Egypt. In that region of the world, when you speak out against the government or the even like the sports entities that are over there, you can get in a lot of trouble. You could end up
You can
dead.
go to prison. Yeah.
Yeah, you could end up dead. You could end up in prison, but you stood up for what was right.
I am fearless, and that's how my parents they raised me. I don't have fear of anybody. I just have fear of God. That's it.
Yep. And that's the other thing. People don't understand growing up in the part of the world where you grew up. You grew up with war around you and hatred. From other countries right on the other side of the borders. I mean, life while you were able to wrestle and do stuff when you were a kid, life wasn't always a pretty day over there in that part of the world. It just wasn't. And
Yeah.
I don't think people here in America, especially in America, understand what some athletes from foreign countries go through to get to where they are in the world of sport because
That's true.
it's a whole different culture and climate and
It's not
you
easy.
know not easy. And then not just to get there but to achieve what you did coming from that kind of an area in the world, it makes it that much more impressive to me, because
Thank you.
it's wow. It's fucking wow. That's how it is, man. A couple of comments came through, and then we're going to talk about your fight. My man Jacob Kilburn, who fights in the UFC now, he said he trained. He goes, I trained with the guy. Awesome
What's his
debut.
name?
Jacob Kilburn. You might have come to American Top Team or something. Did you
Yeah,
do any time?
oh, Jacob. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's a
If
great guy.
Before you start training at MMA Masters,
Yeah,
you
I
probably
went to American Top Team for a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and Jacob was probably there, so he knows. And then one of my followers, he said, Mahmoud, your fight performance was UFC caliber, very entertaining.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Just a couple of people so far dropping some comments. So you get booked for a fight. You're 2 months into this now. I mean, obviously you got booked before the 2 month period, but you're 2 months into this. You get booked for an MMA fight, and at the hotel, I asked you straight up. I said, all right, man, we all know you can wrestle and throw the shit out of people. Can you strike? And you said to me, you showed me a little video of some training. You didn't show me too much, but you showed me that you had some natural footwork. You showed me that you didn't understand because listen, people don't understand that, in a street fight, you just start throwing punches and everything.
No, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But listen, when you're a pro, there's technique. You weren't throwing like crazy. I'm just saying that people don't understand sometimes that
After this fight, bro, I have all my respect to every single fighter in the world. This is sport. It's not for everybody. This is sport for people who literally like willing to do above their limits. Like literally, you have to have a ball to get into cage. It's not something that everybody can do. This is sport specifically, and I'm telling you, from the Olympic level and the world class level, it's not for everybody. Any other sports can be for everybody, but this sport, you have to have a heart. Number one, you can't teach a fighter heart. You can give them a heart, but you can't teach them skills. You can teach them a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But you can't teach them how to have a heart, which is
Nope.
literally, this is one of the biggest thing in the sport, you know. You can see a lot of skilled fighters, but they don't have a heart, you know. You can see a lot of skilled fighters, but they don't know how to deal with pressure, under pressure, or, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot in this sport. It's not easy, to be honest, and I have all my respect to every single fighter in the world.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure a lot of fighters appreciate that. I appreciate that as, you know, somebody that's been in the sport, covering it and announcing fights for a long time. That you even made that statement. You know, and you're right though. You can't teach heart. You can't teach somebody to go through life with no fear. Those are elements of a person's character that's inside them,
So
and
true.
can't teach it. You know, so you have all you have. We already know you're confident. Like I said,
Thank you.
we already know you can wrestle. You know, in MMA they call it wrestle hump or wrestle fuck. You can wrestle fuck anybody you wanted to. I don't care if they're in the UFC today. If like I believe if you got called up to the UFC tomorrow, which isn't going to happen, but if you did and they put you in a fight with, you know, a top, let's say a top 30 welterweight in the world, I don't think you'd have a problem, because your wrestling is so dominant. Um, Maybe against some top level strikers today, you might have some issues, you know, and that's okay. You just started
Of
striking a
course,
couple
I
months
just started and I literally know where I'm at, you know. I
but
still gonna work in a lot of things.
even if like one of these guys punched you, I don't think they would be able to knock you out, and I still think you'd be able to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought you were going to throw that kid out of the fucking cage the other night, dude. You were suplexing him like he was flying around. I'm going, and I'm sitting there cage, and I'm going, holy fuck! But then you started punching, and everybody stopped paying attention to the wrestling. They started watching you throw punches, and while you threw rapid fire punches, they weren't wild. There was intent behind them to finish, and you were throwing them the right way. Which for me, that was the thing I wanted to see from you. I already knew you could wrestle, but I didn't know what you would do in a fight. You know, when you had to punch somebody or possibly get punched. Now that I saw, I believe that you're, as long as you want to be an MMA fighter, you're going to be dominant in every division, in every welterweight division, in any promotion that signs you to fight, because you are a fucking problem for people, bro. A problem.
Thank you. We're just getting started, bro. Like literally, I'm telling you, that's
You're just
that.
you're already a fucking problem. It's going to be dangerous when you really learn
Yeah,
everything
I'm
you.
super excited for what is coming, to be honest. And you know, I'm literally sacrificing my life now for the sport because I want to be the best in the world. That's what I get taught from competing in the high level and the world class in wrestling and the Olympics. Like anything I do, I want to be the best in the world. That's why I'm doing what I do now. I'm training with the way how I train now. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and literally I don't have any days off, just Sunday, you know. So that's I know what it takes to get there, and I am willing to do it, and I will.
Oh, I know you will, man. See, you know, some people say stuff to you, know, like I will, I know what it takes. But again, you've gone through. Listen, being a wrestler, Greco-Roman wrestler, is hard. Taking it to a level from, you know, middle school to high school to college to the Olympics, that's one of the most ridiculous journeys a human being could go on. And you've done it since you were a kid. So I'm not worried about you training to become an MMA fighter because you're very sure that you have the dedication and the desire. When you put your mind to something, you're going to accomplish it. Like I said, my only worry right now, and again, it's because you're so green at mixed martial arts fighting, is what will happen when somebody cracks you. How will you respond? Because again, we won't know till it happens. They can punch you in the gym during training, but that's gym fighting. But when you get to an actual fight where you're getting paid, I just want to see what happens when somebody cracks you. I have a
But you
feeling.
never know. Maybe I will never get touched in my face my whole career. You never know.
I mean, it is pretty. It's part of the moneymaker, right? So I mean, you don't want
It
to
is
damage.
pretty, yeah, but you never know. Like the level of the style of training with the coaches who I train with, finish the fight clean as much as you can and don't get damaged and get the job done. So
That's right. Hit and don't get hit back. I mean, that's the goal. Um,
Yeah,
maybe you're right. Maybe you'll never get hit in the face. I don't know. But it'll be
that's what
interesting
I'm
to
saying.
see.
Let me tell you something. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he fought 28 fights. He never been bleeding in the cage. You never
Nope.
know. He's not the
And
only guy he can do that. So,
he's got cracked by a few guys. I mean, but it's like
but
maybe
he
that's
never
what
been bleeding.
no. When he gets cracked, he just keeps coming forward. It's like, all right, you hit me, big deal. I'm going to keep coming forward. I'm going to press you. I'm going to smother you. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to impose my will, and I'm never going to give you a chance to get back to your feet. But he has been cracked, and
It's
um,
one of my style too. It's one of my style. Even I have stuff Khabib doesn't have. Like my style of wrestling is just way different because I'm a Greco guy. Freestyle
yes,
guys is different, so I can literally get the hold of any fighter from the upper body, which is actually the most common contacts between fighting in the cage. Like getting to the legs is like literally, let's say 15%, but being an upper body is literally the most common. So I am already have this, and I have trained my whole life for this. You know what I'm saying? That's why MMA for me the transition I see or I believe from my perspective, from my experience in the wrestling Greco-Roman, Greco is more closer to fighting more than freestyle.
I agree. I 100% agree with what you just said because it's true. And some people don't understand that. So again, here we are. This just shows your fight IQ without even getting into a lot of fights yet. So I listen. You're a physically dominating monster right now. And you've already shown that you're intelligent. So when you start really working more at this sport and learning and understanding and putting two and two together to make this kind of a transition work, or the right move when you get in there and you're up against the cage panel and you got that underhook on somebody, you're going to learn so much, and your growth rate is going to be exponentially faster than most people right now because of your fighting acumen with wrestling. When your brain and the physical work get in sync, it's really going to be fucking something that a lot of people I don't think are expecting, and I think a lot of people are going to get their ass kicked. I mean, just to break it down simple. Let me ask you this: so you've been to the Olympics. I know that must have been an amazing moment for you. A feeling of accomplishment and achievement, regardless of winning a medal or not. The fact that you did that was probably a lifelong goal for you, and you achieved it. You came in and had your first MMA fight the other night. Um, I don't want to say which one was a cooler moment because they're two separate moments, and I'll be honest, I don't think anything's cooler than doing the Olympics. But tell me your feelings that day when you walked into the Olympics, and then tell me your feelings when you first walked into the cage before the fight started that you were finally here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let me tell you this. Being in the Olympics and walk out to the arena and like thousands of people like in the arena and literally every single camera from every single country they're streaming literally millions of people they watching you. It's the Olympics, like literally the biggest stage in the world, and it happens every 4 years. It's the most proud moment for any athlete in the world to be at, and that's the dream for everybody. You made it to the Olympics, that means you're top 12 or 15 wrestlers in the world from 7 billion people, so it's a big thing. And I'm like, of course, it's the proudest moment in my entire career. But before I get into the cage, the adrenaline was inside me, like was increasing as crazy, and the feelings that the cage is gonna be closed and like literally man, versus man, somebody gonna be out of this, with their hands raised, like raise their hands. It's crazy feeling. I have never felt this in any wrestling tournaments. It's just different. It's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the feeling is, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but once the cage closed, I'm just a different person. Like I have to get out of here alive and winning. So literally, when I say after the fight someone will die, of course I don't mean that, but like I am willing to do everything in my power and in my limits to finish the fight in any way, whether on the ground or submissions or strike. but I'm not gonna give up because I don't know what is meaning of give up because I will never give up in anything in my life, even inside the cage. So yeah, it was crazy feeling, literally.
Right? The smile on your face right now reminds me of a small child on Christmas morning, so excited and so happy and joyful. Merry Christmas! I'm getting an Xbox. I'm getting an iPad. That's the look you have on your face, like right now, like. But you know what? The natural joy that you're sharing with us right now is something that hits me right in the feelings because as much as you're a confident man and you know your athletic ability, you're also appreciative and there's a feeling that I'm getting from you of humility, humbleness that even though you know you're good, you
Thank you.
appreciate the moment that you got to have this past Saturday night. And I tell you, man, your performance was on point. You went out there, you threw this guy around like he was nothing. You pounded him out until they stopped the fight, and you went through the fight unscathed until the fight was over. And you did a little jumping around, and you twisted your kneecap a little bit. We all saw it. I called
It's
Malky
okay,
over.
but you know what?
Hey,
It's
listen, I
fine.
called Malky over. You were on the floor. The doctor was talking. I'm like, Malky, come here. I go, I think your boy twisted his knee a little. He goes, when? I go, celebrating. He started laughing. He goes,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
bro?
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
USA Today and MMA Junkie and yeah, Yahoo Sport, everybody they was talking about he need to work on his celebration.
So, yeah, got to work on the celebration. Now, I was blown away. I'm so happy that that we got to do this together at XMMA. Before I let you go, just give me your thoughts on the promotion, the people that are involved, with Burton, the boss, and Gates, and all the other people, that were there. They treated you properly. They treated you respectfully, I'm sure. The
They are
accommodations were nice.
amazing. Literally, I have all my respect for all of them, to be honest. They did a great job, and I'm really happy and honored to start my career with, and like a big, and respectful people like them. You know what I'm saying? So, and all of you guys, all the crew was amazing. Since we started from the way and the medical thing and the accommodations, the hotels, the organization is unbelievable. I was feeling that I'm fighting in like a UFC fight or like Bellator fight. I'm serious.
I believe
The
you.
way
It
how
was
they set up
beautiful.
everything, they literally, it's it's big.
It was good times. And we're glad. And I know Malky is going to try to get you as many fights as possible. But I'm going to ask you right here on the air, and some of the people from the promotion are watching. We got to get you back another time. You're going to come back with us at least once or twice, right?
It depends on like how much you can pay.
It's right there, bro.
No, we're talking about this with we have a meeting this week to discuss like what's next. But I might 50% or maybe more fight in March at the end of March. So
Okay, well that's cool. Hey man, get your fights in while you can. Now I'm going to bring in my next guest while you're here on the show, because I want to get his thoughts on you. Because he fought that night. Former UFC guy, Kyle Bochniak. He's crashed. He's going to jump in with us. I did forget to tell you something, and my buddy Forrest just reminded me. You're my first time guest on my show, and whenever I have a first time guest, I always ask them to do something a little silly on the show, and that little silly thing is I asked them to sing for us. Kyle knows.
sing?
I'm going to
Are you
now.
serious?
Hey, look, Kyle. There's Kyle. I asked Kyle.
Bro,
Kyle was
I
on the show.
can't sing.
Hey, listen. You don't have to be a good
Bro, I
singer.
can't sing, man.
You don't have to be a good singer.
I had to do it too, brother.
He had to do it
Kyle,
too.
you sing, Kyle.
He already
Nice to
did
meet
it.
you, bro.
You too, brother. Good performance Saturday, man.
Yeah,
That
and
was
Yeah,
Kyle,
bro. Thank you so much. I watched you too, bro.
Mahmoud, while you think of a song, that's why I wanted to bring Kyle in because he's a seasoned UFC veteran. He's been around. He's fought all over the world. Kyle, so I want you to give me your opinion on Mahmoud here. He debut Olympic wrestler. You don't know what to expect because we didn't see any footage of his striking. So I know while you were in the back, you saw his fight. So tell me your thoughts on what it was a short fight, but tell me your thoughts on what you saw from this young man, Mr. Sebie.
Kid's a specimen. He didn't need to use his striking. he was suplexing the shit out of that kid. But yeah, he smothered him, man. He looked good. You looked awesome, brother, and congratulations. The ceiling's high for you.
I really appreciate it, bro. I just started. Like I started 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's
So,
the
I
crazy
have a
thing.
long way
2
to
months
go.
ago.
I have a lot of things trained, and yeah.
Yeah, well,
But I'm
wherever you
super
end up
excited
going,
for what is coming. To be
congratulations.
honest, I'm so excited.
No,
Yeah,
you,
let's
I
see
really
inside,
appreciate
man.
it, brother.
you did a great job, man. All right, so sing something for us, and then I'll let you leave. And you know what? Wait. Listen, I'm gonna ask you to do something a little different with your singing, because I've never had anybody on the show that's from Egypt. So sing us a little something like, I don't know. You could sing "Happy Birthday," but sing it in your native language.
Oh my God. Okay.
Now we
Really?
don't know if it's bad or good.
That way we don't know.
But
if
the
you
thing
fucked
is,
up.
I know, but I don't have anything in my mind to think about. So,
Well, did you?
God damn it.
How do you sing "Happy Birthday" to somebody in Egypt?
So tell him to screw off and
Oh.
let's go.
كل سنة وانت طيب ومن قلبي قريب. I don't know what to say.
Dude, listen, that's perfect. That was enough. That was good. I appreciate it. Listen, you see what you did? You laughed and you loosened up a little bit, and people like this stuff. The fan people that watch my show,
Bro,
they
you know
love it.
what's the funny thing?
What's the funny thing?
I speak 5 languages.
Ah, that's
Gee.
good.
How many? So English. What else?
Yeah, I speak English, Arabic, German, Turkish, Russian.
Now you
Nah.
sing happy birthday in each one of them. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should make him say "Happy Birthday" in 5 different languages. Well, listen,
No, that's awesome, man. That's impressive.
and you sang a little bit. So if you guys weren't listening, go back and watch on the tape. It's there. But Mahmoud, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. It was an honor to have you in our cage. It was an honor for me to announce your name, being the Olympian that you are. As you said, 7 billion people on the planet, and 15 people from each sport get to do that every 4 years if they have what it takes. And you clearly have what it takes. Your MMA career is going to be awesome. I can't see it being bad. I mean, you get a guy like Crash here who looks at you and he knows fighting. And what did he just say? He goes, "You don't even need striking. You just suplex the shit out of every motherfucker."
I really appreciate it, Crash. You did amazing, bro. I'm proud of you, man. Keep going,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a lot of good things coming for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, Mahmoud, you enjoy the night. I know you said you had something to do with your family. Thank you for giving me the honor to be on the show tonight. I do appreciate it. We will definitely talk again.
Thank you so much.
Malky,
See you guys. Thank you.
Malky, if you're watching, you got a superstar on your hands. I think they know that already, though. That's why they got you there. So I hope you enjoyed
Thank you so much.
Again, blessings to you and your family, man, and be well.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great night, and I will be watching.
Before
Good
I
luck,
forget,
Crash. I will see you again. We have to catch up soon.
yeah,
Sounds
and
good, brother.
before I forget, give everybody your social media following that doesn't have it, so they know where to follow you and keep up with you. Twitter, Instagram, is it all just as it is?
On an Instagram or Facebook or any social media, just Sebie, Sebie, and all my social media verified, so you can find it easy.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I want people to keep following you. I want it's already
I'll follow you
exposed.
also, Crash, after I get
Yeah,
out.
I'll follow you right now, brother.
I'll follow you now, yeah. Nice to meet you, bro.
You too, man. Good luck.
All right. Be well, man.
Thank you so much, brother.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Guys, that was Mahmoud Sebie. Dude, Crash, man. What the hell, dude, right? Comes in from the Olympics, and he's just he's a straight animal, dude. Now, when he learns how to put the striking together with all that wrestling, he's really going to be a dangerous dude for people because he has no fear. He's already, like you said, he could probably get through his first 10 fights without ever punching a person at all.
Oh, yeah. It could be a nightmare. Well, he already is a nightmare. You just get that jab down.
Oh, he gets a
That's
jab
all
in
he
there.
needs. Just get that jab.
Forget about it. Hey,
That's all.
All right, so boys and girls, officially we're going to welcome back to the show my man Kyle Crash Bochniak. Fought with us at XMMA last weekend, this past Saturday night in West Palm Beach. We were live on XMMA TV and on XMMA TV, XMMA.TV, XMMA.com. Also on Fight Network for the main card. And we had a good time, man. We had 9 fights booked. We had 9 fights that were awesome. We had mix of decisions and finishes. And then we had, your fight of the night. And it just so happens that this dude right here, Kyle Bochniak and his opponent, Kyle Uruguay, put on a fight of the night performance. Now, before I even ask Kyle to talk about the fight, I'm going to tell you right now, Kyle, I was watching that fight in round 1. I was worried for you. He was getting the best of you. But then round 2 came, and here comes fucking Crash, bro, saying, all right, man. I forgot. It almost felt to me like in round 1, you forgot you were there to have fun. You were almost taking things too serious. And then in round 2, like the light switch went off. I go, wait a minute. I just need to have fun and do my thing. And when that started happening, the fight completely became yours. So first of all, congratulations on the performance. Just like I told Mahmoud, honored to announce your name at the beginning of your fight. And again, as a winner, I'm glad to be part of that for you. But so let's go through the fight. Take me through round 1. What happened in round 1 to you? Because it looked like you were off, and it looked like Kyle was on his way to possibly cruising to a victory against you. And I didn't expect. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, but I didn't expect him to come out and open up the way he did and really own the first round as much as he did. Not that I didn't expect him to be a good fight, because I did. I know who he is, but I just expected different. That's my fault because I put expectations on things. So if it doesn't live up to it, that's on me. It's not on anybody else. It doesn't matter what you did or he did. It matters what I expected. I didn't expect that to go that way. Not saying it that way, but so take us through round 1 for you.
Yeah, man, it's a fight. Anything can happen, man. That's the beauty of it. So I started out. There he goes. So I started out slow. I was a slow starter. I just wanted to feel him out a little bit. He wasn't falling into my traps. He was patient, and then he just exploded on me. I remember him throwing a teep. I returned a leg kick. I had my hand down. He threw an over right hand, and then a switch kick that came out of nowhere and rocked me. And I was out of it for a good minute.
Yeah, that kick did wobble you.
Yeah, he did. But sometimes that's all it takes for me to get in the zone is to get hit good. And once I was hit good, I was like, all right, fuck, we're here to fight. All right, let's go. And then I went into my zone. He punched me into my zone, and it was probably the worst thing he could do. And then I just took off.
Is there a way we can get you to go into your zone without you having to get wobbled like that?
No, that's why they call me Crash, bro. I have to get hit into the zone. I'm trying to work around it. That's why my coach was like, that's the old Kyle. That's the old Kyle. But
So round 1, he definitely got the best of you. Round 2 came up, and like you said, he kicked you into crash mode. But once crash mode kicked in, dude, you never let your foot off the gas in round 2 and round 3. And he did put up a fight. It wasn't like you came out and just dominated. He did nothing. If that was the case, it wouldn't have been fight of the night. The fact that you guys kept going back and forth, but you were able to do more in those later frames to secure the victory, it was definitely, the fight night. And there were some UFC guys there that were watching as well, and some coaches that, have a great reputation. After the fight, we're walking around going, that might be one of the best fights I've ever fucking saw in my life. Yeah. Charles Rosa, who you're familiar with. Rosa did, it's funny because Rosa was there, and we had him jumping on the commentary of your fight. Yeah. Because he thought it was a little weird. I was like, but it makes sense. You fought Crash. Crash. You know what he's all about. So you're going to have an insight in that fight. And when we got done, he even said, he goes, man, I've seen a lot of fights. That might be one of the best fights I've ever seen live in front of my face. And it really was. I mean, dude, that fight had everything you look for. Back and forth. It had action. Dude, how did it feel after all that, dude? Because and you got fighting either you and Kaio. That was the best part too, because you're Kyle and Kaio. Yeah. The commentators were fucking. Did you just say Kaio or Kyle? They couldn't figure out because it was so close. They were like, we're gonna have to go with like Bochniak or Uruguay.
Oh, Kyle 1, Kyle 2.
So were you confident that you did enough to win before I announced that you won?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that fight was, man, it was epic. We brought the best of each other, and He's a good striker. He leaps and bounds from the film I studied on him. I mean, I think he was out of a year and a half out of there, so I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to like underestimate him at all because I know he trains at a good gym, and he's got a soccer background, and I knew those kicks were going to come up high and come out of nowhere, which they did. But again, like once I established my jab and I found my range, I was just too much to handle. Just kept coming forward, and he started to wilt. And I hurt him really bad at the end of the second. I can't believe he held on there. I was wailing on him for about a minute. And then started taking off on the third as well. So, yeah, I thought I had it in the bag. It was a fun fight, man. It was epic. It was what I needed to shake the rust off over a year out of the cage. And, he brought the best out of me, and that's all I can ask for.
How did it feel, finally, because it's been a minute since you fought, and it's been a minute since you heard your name called in victory. How did that feel, to hear your name announced as a winner? Shake that monkey, like shake the rust off, get the monkey off your back, get yourself back on the path of progressing in the sport.
Yeah, it felt good.
How'd that feel? Did it hit you right in the feelings a little bit? Like, maybe even after the event, maybe not right there, after you were there or on your way home, did all of a sudden your feelings just go, man, I really needed this in my life. Not so much for the proof that I know I can fight, but for the proof that I know I can fight at a high level and compete and get that win. Because I got to be honest, my heart, like when you got the win, I was like, in here, I was a little warm and toasty. I like, this guy loves to fight. He wants to do it. And he hasn't tasted victory in a minute. So things like that warm my heart for every fighter, whether I know you, whether I don't. It's always good to see the comeback, and the redemption. And you really had a redeeming moment that night, dude. But you didn't just win; you won, and you got fight of the night, man. And you opened up a lot of eyes.
Yeah. I opened a lot of doors with this win as well. Like I said, so
was somebody knocking?
No. I mean, it will open doors. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn! You already opening doors up? Shit.
No, I'm sure it will though. But yeah, that win felt good. A win's a win. It wasn't as pretty as I wanted it to be. I was a little rusty in the beginning. Took me a little bit to get back in my groove. He wasn't no tomato can by any means, and that's not who I want to fight. I want to fight good guys. If you look at my UFC pedigree, like I fought cream of the crop. Same in the regional scene. Caio Aragua, he's no tomato can, man. He's good, and that's what I want. Yeah, he wanted to test me. He tested me. I mean, I tested him. He brought me to deep waters. I brought him to deep waters. I got 15 minutes to look at what I did good and what I did bad at and what I can improve on. So, just pluses come out of this. And 2020 was a shitty ass year for everybody. I'm back in the winner's circle, and I'm excited to move forward.
I can break it down for you. I'm going to save you a lot of video time. Here's what you did good, and here's what you did bad. What you did bad is start slow. Stop that shit.
I know. Maybe I gotta have my coach hit me in the back room or something.
Maybe just have him head kick you on the way out. When you're doing your walkout, dude.
Exactly.
Listen, it could be a whole thing. You get fucking head kicked, you get wobbled on the way out, you come in,
and then
it could be your whole crash gimmick, dude. Fucking, but and not to be silly, but I think that's really part of the thing is starting slow and letting your opponent, gain confidence.
Yeah.
And that sucks because that head kick that he robbled you with could have easily finished you. And there are other guys I've seen, your weight class, same thing, that would have taken that head kick and they would have finished. They would have been finished. The fact that you were able to wobble through it until you got to where you needed to be, is a testament to your toughness and your intestinal fortitude. So that's a plus, I guess, to see what you can take from somebody. But man, let's not do that anymore, dude. Let's not go out there and just come out gangbusters. Maybe like you said, have your coach smack you really hard or kick you in the head. Nut shot you. Whatever we got to do to get Bochniak to get Crash to walk into the cage instead of Kyle.
Yes, sir.
I think Crash and Kyle, as we just found out, are two different dudes.
Two different guys.
And like, let me ask you, because you said you're a slow starter. Does Crash come out if you were in a street fight? Like if somebody came up to you and called you out, is it Crash or is it Kyle? Do you have to get cracked to be called Crash? Like in the street, I when you were younger, I'm sure you.
Yeah.
I would guess growing up where you grew up, you might have gotten into a few scrapes, out in the front yard, because somebody
Yeah,
was
no, I usually initiate it. Yeah. So
you initiated it, so you
yeah.
came
Well,
out swinging.
I had a couple of shots of vodka and shit back then, so maybe I need to take a shot of vodka before I walk out.
Well, no, we don't drink before we walk out.
No.
No. What? So you get the big win. I'm sure you had friends and family watching from home because we didn't have fans of this.
Oh yeah.
Who was the first person you spoke to from your family after the fight?
My wife. Yeah.
Your wife.
My wife.
What wifey say?
What's that?
What did the wifey say?
She was just proud. She was proud. Like I said, she's pregnant, so that win was for the baby, and
I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that last time.
yeah. So,
Yo, bro, don't hold out on Christopher James, bro. It could get up. It could get. I'm a fast starter.
You're fast.
Fast starter.
All right. Yeah. So she was the first person I called, and it was nothing but
When's the baby
happy
due?
thoughts. July.
Oh, so we got some time. All right.
We got some time, so I got a couple more. I got to get a couple more in me. Get back
First
on
baby?
track. First baby.
Dude, congratulations, brother. That's even cooler to know about than the fight, or what your next fight might be. That's awesome, man. Fatherhood is a cool thing. You're gonna love it, dude. Like we're gonna have a little mini crash.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's putting a fire under my ass, I tell you that.
It has to, bro.
Yeah.
It does change who you are. What about your folks? Moms, dads, all them?
Yep. My mother lives in Florida. I called them second. My grandmother, and like I said, my grandfather, he passed away due to COVID. So my grandmother's ecstatic to hear the news and hear my voice.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're all proud of you. And I'm sure your wife, like you said, is proud of you, and friends, coaches. They might bust your balls about the first round. Because, where you from up north, we talk shit to each other a lot. That's how you know you're friends with somebody, by the level of shit they talk to you.
Yeah. I mean, my coach, definitely.
Well, outside of your coach, some of your friends, that you've seen or spoken to since the fight was over, they go, Kyle, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah, they said that's the way to use your head.
Yes.
That's the way to use your head.
Yeah, you used your head all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God. Dude, like I said, and you've gone back and watched the fight, I'm guessing, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What, just from what you watched, obviously starting faster is something, but tell me one thing you saw in the fight that immediately just from seeing that you can definitely work on. Just pick one and tell us why you saw that one thing. What was the first thing you saw other than not get kicked in the head and start faster? What was something you saw in your game, not so much Kyle's, something that you did or didn't do in the fight? What was the first thing you noticed?
My in and out movement wasn't there. And I kept getting calf kicked. I wasn't making my angles as much as I was planning on. And I just stood in the pocket and threw bombs. But I mean, I was following everything up with a hook. I was throwing leg kicks myself. I was throwing a lot of teeps to the body. So overall, I was impressed. I was happy with my performance. I just need to work that in and out movement and slides and head movement a little bit better than that. But, my first time in that ring over a year, and I'm happy with it.
Well, that's good, man. Like I said, you put on a show. Obviously, you put on the show because they gave you a little extra money in the pocket that night, which is good. We won't ask how much because that's none of our business. Some people go, "Hey, what was the fight of the night bonus?" If he wanted us to know or the promotion wanted us to know, they'd tell us. Yeah. I work there. Listen, I work for these guys, and they didn't tell anybody. They said that's I didn't ask them, but that's between them and you. So I hope it was nice. I hope I'm hoping that there was at least I'm just going to throw a number out there. I'm hoping it was like $1,500, $2,000, whatever. But I don't even know what the purses were. But hopefully it was a nice little chunk like that because every little bit helps. Especially that's like a lot of diapers for the baby. When yeah. $1,500.
I need some diapers. I need some baby food.
By the way, kids, if you want to send diapers to Kyle, just find him on Facebook and he'll give you a post office box address and you can send him some diapers for his baby.
Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the shout out, Chris.
Help Crash's baby have a clean bottom. Send some diapers and some baby wipes. There you go. All right. So you've been in the UFC. You've been in some other decent sized regional shows. Give us your thoughts on XMMA post fight now that it's all over. from the hotel experience, the accommodations, the things they provided for you to make sure you were ready for fight night. Give us your thoughts on them.
I was extremely impressed. They took care of all the fighters, from just being picked up from the airport to per diem to interviews to just the clothing to the whole entire team, the announcer, the cage, everything was a top of the line. And I encourage any young fighter or any fighter trying to get back to the UFC or make the leap, and they want to know how it feels to be treated well, go with XMMA.
Wow, that's a ringing endorsement. I think I'm going to have to find – I don't know how to do editing on video. I'm going to have to get one of my friends to edit that clip right there that you just said and send it off to the boss. Go, here, dude, here's a testimonial of the play, for people.
I'm serious, man. Like,
no, I know you're serious. I'm not even joking. I mean, it's really that really is a good testimonial, especially the part about the announcer. I mean, that was the best thing, I'm thinking,
Yeah, sure.
A lot of good fights that night. Other than your fight, was there any fight that stood out to you that really just, made you go, fuck?
I only got to watch the prelims back at the hotel room because I had to be there at 7:30 and I wasn't watching the fights. But yeah, the kid that we just had on there, Serbio, what's his name?
Mahmoud Sebie.
Sebie,
Mahmoud,
that was extremely impressive. He was just tossing that kid around everywhere and just dominated. I wish I got to see Vic's fight after that, but I couldn't see that.
Yeah, I have to find out where we can see the replay. I'll have to reach out to the corporate and find out where they're going to have the replays for us available to see because, that fight right there was crazy. I mean, James Vick came out and he was winning. He won the first round. Andre Fialio, however, he came back. But I was watching the fight and I was listening to the commentary during it, and they hit on something. Vic fights a very awkward style. He comes at you at bizarre angles. He's throwing punches where a spot where most people would be not, And I think Fialio had to find the timing and the rhythm, and that's why he lost round one. But he came in round two and he found his spot and he knocked the mouthpiece out of Vic, and then he just brutalized him. Vic went down in a heap. Hey, look, check this out from the XMMA. See? YouTube and Facebook have the entire event to replay, so you can watch the whole thing there, Kyle. See, me and Crash are making things happen, getting the information out, and thanks to my peeps back at XMMA for sharing the info. So for any of you guys that didn't see this event, that's how you get it right there. XMMA's YouTube and Facebook have the entire event for replay. My girl Debbie Gamble, she's the #1 MMA fan in Florida. She said, "Congratulations to you. She likes your shirt." And she said,
"Thank you.
Up to the next one." And we will have fans at the next one from here on out. I'm sure they do here in Florida. We're gonna have fans. They just, this show got put together on like 4.5 weeks. That from
impressive.
The first contract. And we usually had 10 fights. We dropped one before weigh-in day, a few days before weigh-in day. So it was, we knew coming in we had 9, but to get 18 fight contracts solved. 18 flights for the fighters plus their teams, their coaches, hotels, venue, everything, commission, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And for you guys watching, there's the link. XMMA just put the link up on this interview, so you'll be able to go back and click right on it. Kyle's going to go back and click on it, watch that tonight, and blaze up, I'm guessing. That's what I would do.
That's what you would do.
That's what I would do. That's what I've been doing. But anyway, but they put together a great fight card. It was really good. I mean, we didn't have one shitty fight. We really didn't,
Yeah, they were all good.
Yeah, you really expect, a show with 9 or 10 fights, especially, a regional show, that has a couple of names on it, like Vic and Fialio and yourself. And, even Chris Kurtz, Kyle Stewart, have good names.
The matchmaking was phenomenal.
Fucking phenomenal. Matt and Kyle. I don't know if they're watching, but let me tell you something, man. I've worked with a lot of shows. I've announced a lot of shows. I've covered a lot of shows. You can always tell, for the most part.
It was the first thing I told Kyle when I came out of the cage. I was like, "You're a good matchmaker."
You can always, you go to regional shows. You can kind of always tell the fighter that was expected to win once the fight starts.
Yeah.
At XMMA, we didn't have that. We really didn't. I mean, people might go, James Vick should have won that fight because they know James Vick's name a little more because of his UFC exposure than Andre Fialho. But Andre Fialho is a fucking legitimate world-class athlete. Just because he didn't enter the octagon yet doesn't mean that he can't fight with those guys, and he proved that.
Yeah, everybody could fight.
Man, matchups were excellent. I was honored to announce that card because, especially going into it, I knew we had good fights. But you never know the names or if they're going to deliver. Well, every fight delivered. I can't think of one that didn't. I mean, Sebie versus Murray. That Murray kid got dominated. But it was only his second pro fight.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, and while Sebie has the Olympic wrestling background, nobody knew what he was going to do in MMA. So I don't think they can match him up against a 1-0 or a 2-0 guy now. I think they have to give him somebody more seasoned. Because he needs it, he needs to fight. And I don't think any of these guys are 0-1 or 1-0 or 1-1 or 1-2, even 2-0. After seeing him perform, I don't know how many guys are going to want to fight him. So it's going to be a rough road for him to get fight.
Yeah. 100%.
My boy Farr said, by far your fight was his favorite fight of the night. By the way, he's smoking right now too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what's the plan for you? Another XMMA show, or whoever comes with a check?
No, I like XMMA, man. I'm really liking it. So I don't know when the next card's gonna be, but
April.
If it's April, I'm down to do
it.
it.
It's April. You get that fight in, and maybe one. Maybe
we'll do. Yeah. I mean, if the UFC comes knocking, I'm gonna go there. But XMMA, man,
really?
I love it.
You go there? Yeah, my feelings are hurt, bro. I'm done with it. No, I'm kidding.
No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I know for you, the goal is to get back to the UFC, because you didn't go the way you wanted to, and the man inside you says, I can't let it go out like that. Even if you only were to get your record back to 500 or 1 over 500 inside the octagon, I think that's something you want to do for yourself, and I get it. I want to go back to wait a minute, man. Y'all didn't see Crash yet. Now you're
exactly. I got unfinished business over there.
Yeah, you do, and I respect the fact that a lot of guys, they go there and they have a bad run and they never make it back. They never even really put in the effort. They go do a few regional fights here and there, make a little cheddar, and then they become real estate salesmen, or something. They don't stay in the game. But you're not that guy. You're like, wait a minute, man. I should have been better. I should have shown better than what I did. And you're willing to go through that grind again to get back there and then really show, why they signed you in the first place. In case any of you guys out there missed why you should have been there, you're going to see it now.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome, dude.
The resurgence of Crash.
The reemergence of the Crash. Right. A Crash. We should just change your name from Bochniak and Kyle, just like, Prince. Just have one name. From now on, just Crash. And if people don't Crash, you don't even turn your head. Like, we're going, yo, Bochniak. And you just keep walking.
We're going Crash. Yo, what's up?
Dude, it's branding. It's all branding, dude. Fucking,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you got it on your shirt, maybe you should get it tattooed on your forehead, or right over or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Carve it out in your head on fight night,
I like that. That's a good idea.
It's cool, fucking, that's awesome. Well, listen, man. First, congratulations on the win. I'm really happy to see you get back on track. That's important for you. I know that. Congratulations on becoming a daddy here soon, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's even cooler than the fight win. Yeah, man, you're going to have all kinds of fun cleaning up shit. And kind of like hanging out with your friends at a college party. It's the same thing.
I'm not going to be able to do it. I already told my wife. I can't.
Oh, no. Listen, you have to do it, bro. That do that stuff, man. You can't skirt it all. So, if you can't deal with puke, then you got to deal with the poop. If you can't deal with poop, then you got to deal with the puke. Pick your battle. The one that, and for me, I can't stand puking. Like when I get sick, I have Crohn's disease, so sometimes I have these bad fits of puking. Like I can't stand puking so much. I don't ever want anybody to see me. Like if I feel sick, I get in my car and I drive. I leave my wife at home and I go puke out like in a parking lot somewhere because I just can't be in front of people when I puke and I can't see anybody puke.
Yeah. Oh, you puke.
Yeah. So So let's get rid of the puking for you, and just do poop and pee.
All right.
I think you'll be better off that way. And most of the time, especially if you're scared of the kid right when he's born, and let him know, dude, don't be shitting down your leg.
Don't shitting at me.
Don't do it, kid. I'm Crash. I'm your pops, but I'm Crash.
Yeah, he is.
He comes out-
He'll be a Crash as well, though.
Hey, listen, the day that little sucker comes out and is born, just implement it into his head. You will not poop on the floor. You will only poop in your diaper. Get like a little tape and play it in his room every night instead of like, hickory dickory doc. Just have subliminal messages. Train him while he's sleeping when he's young.
Yep.
Shit, maybe he'll turn 6 months old, just jump up
Train
and go,
him young.
hey, Dad, I'm going to go poop on the
I
toilet.
got this.
I'm not wiping my ass anymore.
I'm like, oh.
Crazy with that. I mean, cats can shit on a toilet. Why can't you teach a 6-month-old? That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
well, listen, brother, honored to announce your name, man. I check mark on my career for, big names I've gotten to announce. Had you on the show twice in a week, which is always awesome. Glad to watch you get a win, man. Like I said, and happy for you and your family and your growing family. So that's awesome, man. You want to give shout outs to anybody? Take the time now and again, give everybody your social media as well. So if they haven't been on the Crash hype train, y'all better get on, man. Seats are filling up.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate it, man. It was an honor to fight for XMMA. And you can follow me at Kyle Bochniak on Instagram, at Kyle Bochniak on Facebook. And until next time.
Till next time, man. Crash was his favorite fight of the night. That's why he got fight of the night, because he delivered the fight to the fans. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. All right. Everybody that's watching, clap. Good job, kids. Good job. Crash Bochniak coming on the show, man. We'll talk to you again soon, man. Stay safe, be well, and we'll catch up soon. We'll get you on another fight card here, hopefully soon, and we'll get to do this shit all over.
Sounds good, brother. I'll talk to you.
Peace. Boys and girls, Kyle Crash Bochniak joining us on the show tonight for the second time in a week. Took home fight of the night at XMMA in West Palm Beach, live from the Palm Beach County Convention Center in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach. We had a good time. Thanks to the folks there for being accommodating. Thanks to the folks at the Hilton down there at Okeechobee at 611 Okeechobee for treating us right and being there to answer our beck and call and all our little whims. Fighters are sometimes, needy during fight week, and the hotel was really good about providing us everything we needed. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All the sponsors got involved. We were supposed to have my man Burton on tonight from the promotion. However, he's already working on the second fight night. He just got back home after being in West Palm for like 10 days, put final touches and coordinating stuff with my man Gates to get the event up and running. So we're going to try to catch up with him next week. But fight business got to come first. So that's it. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thursday night, if everything goes as planned, I'll be sharing up some of my interviews from the weigh-in for BKFC's next event, Knuckle Mania, taking place at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, Florida, this Friday night. Catch them on pay-per-view. If you're a member if you have the BKTV app, it won't be available there, but they will be sending out a code to all BKTV app subscribers to give you a discount. You'll be able to get the whole pay-per-view for $19.99, I believe, which is $20 cheaper than the $39.99 for those that don't have the app. Get the app. Pays off in the end. It's Van Zant versus Hart, the debut of Paige Van Zant. We have Johnny Bedford defending his title for the first time since he won it against Dat Gwynn. We've got Dylan Kleckler on the card. We've got Chris Lieben versus Quentin the Hero Henry. All kinds of great fights on this card. You can check it out at BKTV or BKFC's website. You can check them out on their Facebook page. They're posting updates all the time. So do that. The following week, I'm going to be in Pensacola with my familia, my Island Fights family, man. I can't wait to get back there. I love Island Fights. I'm always happy to be there. It's truly become a second home for me, and I'm glad because good people up there in Pensacola. But it's Friday. Let me double check my thing here and make sure I get the date right. It is the 12th of February, so Friday. So not this Friday coming up, but the following Friday. I'll be in Pensacola for the show. Saturday night will be a UFC event after that. But so we got a card. I'll be posting up the card as I can get it from my man Devin Adams, the matchmaker up there. And that's it. So we got some good stuff coming out. I'm also going to have Justin James on, who signed Devontae Smith this weekend. on like a day's notice or 3 days notice, whatever it is. We're going to try to get him on Thursday night before he steps on the scale on Friday morning. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your life to be part of this and for allowing me to be a part of your life today, even for just a little while. I could truly never put into words what that means, but just know it means the world to me. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again, and we will see you soon. But right now, it's time to say goodnight. So until next time, bye-bye. I am Christopher James, and you all have been Caveside. See you later.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
So it produces. There you go, baby.